Well, I guess the good thing is I have all kinds of other stuff that needs to be scrapped out too. So I know I've done videos on these, but no matter what I'm doing, I make a video of it. So it doesn't matter to me if it's a repeat video. It's my video. Uh-oh. Where'd my bit go? Lost my Phillips bit. Come on. There it is. There it is right there. Yeah, no matter what I do, I'm gonna make a video of it, so hopefully we don't bore you too bad. But I want to get all of these things taken apart anyway, so no time like the present. I just want to see how much copper I get out of like 8 of these things. I got 7 pounds out of one, 4 or 5 pounds out of another. So these things do carry a good amount. Not to mention, this is all aluminum, including the screws. No, hopefully, no. Except for the screws, so I'll have to take that top off, 5/16, easy enough. These things have been sitting around for a while. This thing's got a hornet's nest in it. It's an old one, but yeah. Oh, I have found these things to be so horrible to try to take apart. Horrible. But it's got to be done. I guess the first thing I need to do is get all these daggone wires out of my way, right? I barely ever, I mean barely ever, find out that one of these things is aluminum. Even on one side, you would think maybe aluminum copper. Nope. Generally, these are 100% copper both sides. And on that thing right there, on the last one, it was a pain in the butt to take apart because it's got one of them ones that are pressed together with a whole bunch of plates, and you got to take the plates apart. I didn't take the plates apart. I just cut it and drove my copper out, so I'll probably end up doing the same thing to that one. But I'd love to clean up these aluminum boxes and turn them in as good aluminum. Just got to find the right size driver for that. Next size bigger than that, and that is 10 millimeter. First thing I generally do is go through my tools and get all the tools I need for the job I'm working on, so that might be what I need to do here. And yes, it is. We'll see you in a minute. These things got some nice fat copper inside of them. Fat piece of copper. I just got to get a hold of one end of it. Oh yeah, nice. Right into the copper pile. More copper. I know I've done the heck out of these videos. I know I have. Like I said, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna record it. Doesn't matter what it is. So hopefully you're not too tired of it, because it's what I gotta do. Oh, my phone keeps on ringing constantly. I say we get this big old thing right here out of the way, if we can. Boy, these looks like they got a break. Yep, broke right off. Of course, leaving it stuck. Come on, don't fight with me today. Everything is a fight today, guys. Everything. No matter what I start, something's fighting me. Not my day. I have literally lost sockets like this before because I could not get the stinking thing to come out when they break like that. Oh man, drive me crazy. There we go. See if we can loosen it up that way. There we go. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I mean, to be honest with you, I hope they all break off like that. I don't care. As long as I can get my... Oh, because if they don't break, they might just turn on the other side, like that one did. Yep, turn, turn, turn. Come on. Come on, sunshine. Nope. All right, we got a bolt on the other side, so hoping that I can take something from over here. And I can get rid of that. Get rid of that. There we go. Gotta put some tools on it. That didn't like that. Let's go with the real deal. Sir. Stuck in there too, huh? Get off of there. It's been that way all day. Yes, sir. Everything you touch when you're scrapping has a potential to be rusted. And sharp. Rusted and sharp. These things here I've been wanting to do for a while. I've done a couple. I did a couple already, obviously. And I did them on video. They were, to be honest with you, somewhat of a pain in the butt. At least the ones that are made like this. So I have been dreading, again, I dread a lot of things. I've been dreading messing with them. Wire bucket. Clean that stuff up later. All right. Would like to clean these up too as I go. They are in rough shape. I'm hoping a little hammer action will make it a little easier. Thank goodness I got a new bench. Sometimes it doesn't. Don't like it when it beats me. Sometimes I get beat. And that, my friend, probably beat me. And what happens when it beats you? It turns the whole thing into dirty aluminum. And if you fight with it forever, you'll start going backwards when it comes to the money. I don't like backing up. Don't like backing up. So I'm just gonna do what makes me go forward. Steel. All the rest of this is aluminum, so. I'm hoping that even though I'm going to start back doing a little my other channel, nice clean old sheet aluminum. Remember, right now, actually, wait, I just said 40 cents a pound earlier, making that pot like worth $4. I'm getting, right now I am getting 55 cents a pound for old sheet. So every time I take one of these covers off, 1.2 pounds, so that's about 60 cents right there. 60 cents for pulling off that cover, turning that into some nice clean aluminum. 60 cents. That's not bad. Didn't take long for that. And then I still got left of this. And this thing, gosh, I mean, I could turn this thing into the scrapyard just like it is and get just like it is now and get 25 cents a pound. Of course, I want to get the rest of my copper up here that I can get, because this is some fat copper. Copper. Put that in my wire bucket, clean it up later. Man, these things are a nightmare to take apart, I swear to goodness. The last one I ended up just cutting it, and I might do the same thing to this one, just cut it. Just cut it. But before I do, I've got these daggum plates. I think they're made of fiberglass. I'm not exactly sure, but them plates are hard to cut. So if I can just drive them over to one side or even out, I'd be happy about that. Seems like they might just go out. That one doesn't want to move. There we go. Drive them things down. Put it up on my vise. I just want to see. Oh boy, that one's pretty stiff. It might be hitting. Okay. Let's do something different. The only thing about this is my vise is a little higher than my bench, so banging on that long pipe can get a little difficult. Let's see what we got here. That should give me enough. I might just cut a piece off of this steel pipe one day, because it's not easy swinging from up here, especially with my right arm, because I do have a, probably going to try something I've never tried before, but here goes nothing. We have copper everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Never done this before, but you never know what might just happen. A nice piece that's stuck together. Copper everywhere. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was as soon as I thought about cutting it where I was going to cut it. But as much of a time as I had with that the last time, 0 here, we got 3/10 of a pound right there and copper all over the floor. Yeah, last time I cut one of these things lengthways, Lord have mercy, it took quite a bit to do it. I figure there's no learning if you ain't learning. Ain't no learning if you ain't learning. So I'm trying to learn something different on these things, hoping that it works. So we're going to probably find out about together whether that is the case or not. Thank you, Lord, you didn't fall on my feet. I'm gonna set this thing right down here flush, really. Right down in that crate. Come on, baby. Right about there. Thinking that's a good spot for it. That piece didn't come out. What else is holding me from coming out? Oh, that thing right there. I'd love to knock that out first. Oh. Let me see here, guys. Let me flip this thing back over and get the rest of them out of there, because they can't be there or they'll just give me a hard time. Could drive them out that way, but I've already drove them back that way, so I'm gonna just undo myself here. Everything's been a challenge today. I'm not lying. Everything has been a challenge today. Don't really expect it to get any easier. It's just gonna be one of these days. Everything's gonna be a challenge, including getting my tool bag out. Go. There's got to be more than one way to skin a cat, and I'm looking for way number 2 right here, right now. Way number 2. I've already went through way number 1, and it was total bear. Gosh, I ought to just take my grinder and go to work on this thing, but let's do it. Look at that. Oh man, I just love that. Number 2 copper. Oh, that's the best I've ever taken one out of them before in my life. 2.2 pounds. That's the easiest I've ever taken one out apart, ever. So I know how I'll be doing these from now on. Wow, look at that. I've never found one to be that easy. Look at that. Garbage. Easy. I've definitely learned how these will come out from now on. Wow. Wowzer. I'm talking about so freaking easy. Gosh. Now I'm not dreading 2.8 pounds. I'm not dreading these things as bad as I was. Number 2. Look at that. 5 pounds of copper. And that didn't take me long at all. Zip, zip, pull it out. Wow. Now I'm excited about getting to the rest of these, because that right there is 5 pounds all by itself. 5 pounds. Number 2. Even with the paper on it, it's number 2. Lord have mercy. I love it. Straight up, that's a $15 bill. Right at it. $15 bill. Wow. All right. Well, I don't know what's in this one either, so... I will be making another video on them, start to finish, in case that one doesn't come out too good. Well, let's see what we got here. Number 2. I'm not going to stop today until I'm finished tearing apart, or I'm not going to stop tearing these things apart until I'm finished tearing them apart. What I should say, because it might not be today, because I have a lot of them to do. I think I still have a couple out in the yard. Six or 7 of them sitting over there. This one here, the one I just did. So I'm gonna do as many as I can. I'm just going to record the whole thing. I don't even care. Hopefully you stick around and watch. Maybe you learn something. At the same time, I learned something. And Grandpa loves to learn. I'm a learning fool from learning school. Yes, sir. I was saving my bolts in a can. I called my scrap yard. I said, hey, if I bring in just bolts, I mean, it's steel. Is that prepared steel? He said, absolutely not. It's, we'll consider that basically a number 2 steel. So you don't get any extra for that. So I said, okay, that's all I needed to know. Every yard is different. Somebody told me that they saved theirs and turned them in. Well, mine said, not so fast. So here's what it is. Every yard is different. I'll take what I can get and have a good time doing it. That's all that matters to me, is a good time. Enjoy myself. Enjoy yourself. Life is too short not to. I've never scrapped one of these particular ones. So I guess they're all a little bit different. I've only scrapped 2 or 3 different kinds so far. This is not one of them. I'm going to be kind of figuring out how to take this thing apart as we go. I feel like there's a couple more screws somewhere. Look at that. That's the only thing I don't like about these plastics. Did you hear that? That was my screw, my bit, and it literally shot across the room like a slingshot. Just like a slingshot right there. Thank goodness I got plenty of them handy. I'm gonna take these rubber gloves off. It just doesn't do good with a screw gun. Not that they were gonna help me in any way anyways. A little bit different. This is some light duty wire right there. Light duty. This is a nice piece of an extrusion aluminum. I might have to get my number 1 bit out. And grab my number 1. Oh, that might be it right there. Yeah. All right. The only thing that I have found is some of these nuts and bolts will be stainless, so it's always good to check them real quick for stainless. I do save most of my stainless nuts, bolts, whatever it may be. Nice piece of clean old sheet aluminum. Call that 55 cents a pound. Now this, if I can get this thing off of there clean, like that, and then clean up these pieces of steel that's on there. I can get 95 cents a pound for this. My yard, where I bring my aluminum, is paying pretty good. So that's what they consider at my yard. Maybe not yours. My yard will consider that extrusion metal. 95 cents a pound. Has a cheap, pretty much nothing board going on here on it. Throw that literally in my shred pile. I don't see anything on there that's any big time concern. To me, my yard also does not buy computer boards. So if it's a good one, I'll save it for Scrap and Scorpion. my buddy Greg. Thank you, Greg, for everything that you have helped me out with. He was the guy that I poured my first silver with. Poured my first piece of silver with Greg, and he came all the way from Virginia to my house, and I met him as the Silver Scorpion. And that's how I met him. Now he is Scrapping Scorpion, also known as, oops, Silver Scorpion, also known as. Great guy. If you don't know him, go over to his channel and show him some love. I think he's only at 400 or 500 subscribers. Could use any amount. He's a micro scrapper, so you want to see small stuff get taken care of apart, and big stuff. I mean, he does both, but he does a lot of small stuff. Computers, computer boards. Turns his stuff into board sort. And I've seen him do videos of him bringing stuff to board sort. He made quite a bit of money too. And Greg is an awesome guy. Go check him out. I've never seen one of these ones either. It's a little different. It's got a big thing on the back. What have we got here? Is it aluminum? It needs to be cleaned up. It is aluminum. I think we can clean it up just a little bit more than that. Go ahead and clean that up. Let's see what we got here. 5/16. That one out already. Whew. Some of these 5/16 aren't very deep. That one will work great. Of course, it's got a quarter driver on the other side of it. Definitely, since this is so easy, want to turn this into your 55 cents for sure. Shouldn't be that hard to do. Break out them plastic bits right there with the wire sticking out of it. OS thing's about the best thing you can use on that sometimes. Sometimes not. Should pop out of there pretty easy. There we go. Garbage. If I thought it was going to take me a long time to do this, I would literally throw it into my shred, because I hate things that drag out. Beautiful. Nice piece of old sheet. 55 cents a pound. Make that money. Now. I've never seen one quite like this. Oh, it is the same thing. It's the one with the pieces that come back and forth. You can't just crack it. Gosh. Huh, I sure do like them ones that you can crack. These ones here can be a total bear. I mean, a bear to get apart this way. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did the last one. I just learned something. On my last video, so That should make scrapping this thing out fairly quick. Fairly quick. Sometimes I will save my washers. You ever bought a washer? Lord have mercy. I have a mechanic that will buy them from me. What we got here? A nice piece of clean aluminum, old sheet, 55 cents a pound. I'm about to get a bucket over there. So, if you watched, I'm not sure if it's going to be this video or my last video. If you watched, you will notice that I just did one of these. And it turned out to be the fastest I've ever done one. Ever. These things generally are a nightmare. And they're all glue all over them. You got to beat the crap out of them, loosen up the glue, break it loose, and then start pulling them out. I have quit. I have quit that one. This one might be a little bit more difficult because it's got these plastic whatnots holding them together. Never had to deal with that before. So, I guess we're going to learn something new together. I'm going to give it a shot, guys. I am not scared now. I'm not scared now. Alright, put that in a night. It's good to have a nice vise to put your stuff into, I will say that. Yeah. And then, yeah, I'm gonna, instead of cutting it like this, like I did my first one, and then drive it out, I'm gonna cut it on an angle, instead of trying to cut it all the way across. These things can be a bear. Do something different. Boy, hopefully it's copper. If it's not, I'll sell it as a motor. Copper. Beautiful copper. Look at that. All right, stick around. Let's do this. Hopefully we don't have too much copper flying everywhere. As soon as it went through, I could tell. As soon as it went through, I could tell it. Now, this one's got some good tape on it, so I'm just hoping it doesn't fly all over the place. All right, I know everybody's looking at my blade saying your blade's backwards and all that kind of stuff. I'm a carpenter. I've been doing this for a long time. For a less aggressive cut, I turn it around. This does cut a little bit more aggressive, so I guess that's what I want. There it is. You can feel it when it goes through. You feel it when it goes through. Now, I'm not done with this bar that I got scrapping, because I am going to make it into a copper pulling tool. But to be honest with you, for what I'm working on here, it works out pretty good. Let's get the middle of this thing out of here. One of the first things I noticed about this particular one, like I said, it's different from any one I've done before. Oops, dang it, I almost did that before. It's got them plastic pieces on it, so I can't get under the copper to pull it out. So I'm gonna break them plastic pieces off and see if there's a way to get under that. Is there space or is there not? Oh Lord, yes there is. There's space under there. Oh yeah, I think there is. And if I can get a hold of that and pull it out, I will be so extremely happy. I'm gonna jack it in there good though. It's gonna be tight. Like I said, I've never done one of these. Even if I have to loosen it up a little bit by pulling a few pieces out, I don't know. But it is stuck like Chuck. Because of them plastic pieces, probably the best thing I could do with that would be burn it. So the plastic would burn off of it, which I don't really want to do that. And then pull it through. Oh yeah, that's gonna come anyway. You just gotta put enough pressure on it. You gotta put enough pressure on it. Well, one side did. That's not ever a good thing, because that leaves one side completely stuck. Completely. Oh boy, it's pulling. It is pulling slightly. It moved. It's moving. Come on, baby. I know you want to. All right, so I think what's going on, like I said, this is the first time I've dealt with one of these. Let me find my chisel back. I think what's going on is the copper just needs to be pushed away from the edge right there so it can slide out. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Okay. That's what's going on. It's not past the hole. What I need to do is, daggone it, get some cat litter out here so I can clean up my water mess that I just made. Let's straighten this out a little bit. Right from here. Straighten it out so it can just pull straight through the hole. I don't know how many of them things I'm gonna have to pull out of here in order for this thing to get loosened up just enough to come out. I'm not afraid to find out. I'm not afraid to find out. Copper, more money. Didn't take me but just a minute to cut it, so, but that's what's going on is my little hook. I could have cut it a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. That, my friend, was not bad. I got that outside plastic piece to get off of there, but that's nothing major. This is only two of these things, so as soon as I get this one out, this will be my number 2 that I put on the scale. So let's see what kind of weight we're gonna get out of 2 of these things. Like I said, they're all a little different. This one's been definitely more different than the other one, but it's a learning experience. Learning experience. Yes, sir. Look at that. It's coming. Oh, yeah. Man alive, I have learned how to... Oh, my God. I can't believe I've learned how to get them things out. If I turn on the scale with all that stuff sitting on there, it's going to say 0. And as I take it off, it's going to tell me the negative. So I'm curious how much weight I got on here so far. 3.5 pounds negative. This is only 2. Ooh, 10 pounds. $10.4, probably gonna be 10.5 pounds. Wow, I'll take it. £10.4. It's got to be very close because it was 10.4 for a bit. So yeah, two of them things, 10 pounds, 10.5 pounds of number 2. Probably have to clean up a little bit of that paper, but probably not too much of it, to be honest with you. I know one thing, my bucket's getting heavy. My bucket is getting heavy. When that bucket fills up, I will take that bucket, separate my number 1 and my number 2 because it has both in that bucket, because that's just the way I do it. I like that bucket. So man, that was so easy. I'm kind of excited about what I got to do now. And throw this into my prepared steel. Not my heavy steel like my rotors, but prepared steel. So when I bring a load in of just prepared steel, which is smaller than 3 feet, I can get paid that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 of them right here still. That makes 10 that I had in here, and I still think there's a couple more of these things outside. So I don't care if it takes me, like I said, until I quit working out here today to get these things all taken apart. I can't believe I just made such a mess on the floor. That's what I'm gonna do. Exactly what I am going to do. Take them apart until I'm done. Don't have any more. Okay. Believe it or not, this is a square bit. Huh. Never. These things are just different in every way. I don't use a lot of square bits, but I do believe I have one in here somewhere. I think that's it. Yeah. You know what square bits are used on a lot? I'll give you a couple seconds to think about that. What are square butts used on? Little square-headed ones. What are they used on a lot? If you work on mobile homes, they're everywhere. Everywhere. Everything is a little square-headed nut. Not a fill-up, not a flat, but a little square head. First thing you do on them daggum things, because they're all rusted on the outside of your house. Make sure I'm not throwing away something good. Nope, they're steel. It's a nightmare just trying to get them off because they're rusted. Tin roof rusted.